The Johnson family was in a flurry of activity, preparing for the arrival of an esteemed guest. The dining table was set with their finest china, and Mrs. Johnson ensured every detail was perfect. Mr. Johnson arranged a bouquet of flowers at the center of the table, the vibrant colors adding a touch of elegance to the room. As the clock ticked closer to the arrival time, a knock echoed through the house.
"That must be him,"
exclaimed Mrs. Johnson, her heart racing with excitement. But when Mr. Johnson opened the door, it wasn't the guest they expected. Instead, a weary traveler, drenched from the rain, stood shivering on their doorstep. Mr. Johnson hesitated for a moment, then gestured for the stranger to enter.
"Please come in and warm yourself,"
he said kindly. The traveler Tom nodded gratefully, his eyes reflecting a mixture of relief and gratitude. Mrs. Johnson quickly fetched a towel and a warm blanket. As the family and Tom sat down at the table, the Johnson children listened intently to his story.
"I've been traveling for days, hoping to find work,"
Tom explained, his voice tinged with exhaustion. Mrs. Johnson exchanged a glance with her husband, understanding dawning upon them both. Despite the change in plans, the family embraced the unexpected turn of events.
"There's plenty for everyone,"
Mr. Johnson assured, serving generous portions of food. As they shared the meal, the family's initial disappointment faded, replaced by a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy. After a night of sharing stories and laughter, Tom thanked the Johnsons for their kindness.
"You've shown me true hospitality and reminded me of the goodness in people,"
he said, his voice filled with emotion. As the family watched Tom disappear into the night, they realized that their guest had given them a gift far greater than they had anticipated, the honor of feeding the hungry